Fortnite Absolute Doom's first live event has concluded and the storyline is changed forever, because with Doom now gone, it leaves room for Fortnite's next big Marvel villain's arrival, the return of the Zero Point and the Chapter 2 island, and the build up to another massive event at the end of this season. We're looking at 6 theories in Fortnite Season 4, and in what has to be one of the most epic live events in Fortnite's history ever, we just witnessed an insane battle featuring a giant Dr. Doom boss. And when I say giant, I mean he was the size of an entire POI, like a god tier villain wreaking havoc left and right. Doom uses powers gained from Pandora's box to transform into a massive titan, and this time it was the real deal, no more henchmen or Doombots, since Victor Von Doom himself arrived on the island after he had fled it until his Pandora's armor was ready. It all started when rift beacons across the island began to light up one by one until the timer reached 0, signaling the return of some of Marvel's familiar faces. We saw Iron Man, War Machine, Gwenpool, and of course our main trio this chapter, Hope, Jones, and Peely, jumping back into action to help us take on Dr. Doom. The moment the timer ended, Hope commanded Shuri, who was responsible for working on the rift beacons, to shoot at Doom's forge on top of the snowy mountains in order to rift Doom away for once and for all.
T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, let him have it!
But as they did, they quickly realized their plan was failing, as Doom managed to shield his forge from attack using his new abilities. Making his grand entrance into the island, Doom unleashed a huge attack that pushed everyone back, preparing us for the final battle in the island's central lake. Doom's power was so immense that he immediately started blasting and stomping the loopers going up against him, quickly taking down heroes like War Machine as well. Jones tried to throw his shield at him, but all he managed to do was annoy Doom, who instantly blasted Jones, leaving him weak. Just when Doom was loading up his final strike and about to take out Jones, making us all believe that the build-up to our beloved character's death was about to come true, Hope came to the rescue, diving in front of Captain America and using his shield to protect her mentor and friend from Doom's arcane energy. It became clear that Doom's blasts were now using magic that he managed to steal from Pandora's box at the beginning of the season, making him insanely powerful. With Hope finally in front of him, he picked her up, and for a moment there it seemed all over for Hope, as the Oracle had once said Doom could have crushed her like a bug. But she had her chance and took it, hitting Doom's eye with Captain America's shield after it was supercharged with Pandora's box's magic and landed a fatal blow. Apart from slightly weakening his armor, this had almost no effect on Doom, but Hope paid the price because Pandora's box's magic was so powerful it actually injured Hope, burning her arm in the process. This is actually the reason why the new Pandora's Chosen style for heroic Hope shows her wearing a glove in her arm to cover her injury, just like teased all along. This was also a nice callback to Avengers Endgame, where Hulk suffers a similar injury in his arm after trying to wield the Infinity Gauntlet. This just shows the power Pandora's box holds. And with the odds slightly more into our favor, multiple heroes lined up alongside loopers to help get rid of Doom for once and for all. Jumping right back into the island, it was now our turn to help in the fight, because Doom's attack destroyed almost every rift beacon except for one, sending them in different POIs, and we'll touch on how this is important soon. With only one rift beacon remaining, we were tasked by the heroes to join the fight and weaken Doom's armor enough for Shuri to rift him straight back to his world, the Marvel Reality 616. In the meantime, we had the assistance of Peely and Gwenpool in the battlefield, all while Hope helped by bringing in supplies for us. But in the end of the event, we successfully weakened Doom enough for the rift beacon to affect him, and after it was newly charged with enough power, it shot a rift beam right at him, and not only did it strip him of his newly found powers, but it also rifted him back to his world, just like we once defeated another giant Marvel villain, Galactus, with his giant mask falling to the ground after a spectacular defeat. Before leaving, however, he gave us one final warning, which was that we can never escape Doom. This has led to many different theories, where some people think this isn't the last time we'll see Doom, and the fact that he returned to his reality without his mask is going to be a reason for his return, as we'll never be able to truly escape him, in his own words. With this season's main antagonist being gone, everyone's wondering what'll happen for the rest of the season's storyline and how it all ties together with Fortnitemares, and later we're going to be going back in time to the Chapter 2 map. And as for how, we already have our answer to that question, because teased throughout the entire season has been the imminent arrival of the Fortnite x Marvel crossover's true villain, and no, it's not Dr. Doom as many thought. From the shadows, Marvel's very own Lord of Hell, Mephisto's been watching over the whole Fortnite island, waiting to make his appearance, and thanks to this new info, we know this is happening very soon. Inside Doom's massive forge, there's this altar directly linked to Marvel's Hell realm, meaning when forging his Pandora's armor, Doom used power from Mephisto's realm for his forge. This makes even more sense because in the comics, Doom's mother, Cynthia Von Doom, who you might have seen as a statue on the map, has her soul kept in hell by Mephisto. And Doom has gone against him multiple times, but most of the time he ends ends up failing. It seems the reason Doom's so protective of the Forge even in the event has been to keep Mephisto's realm from being unleashed into our world, keeping him at bay all along. But with Doom defeated and gone from the island, there's nobody left to control Mephisto from breaking free, as it looks like he's already found his way onto the island. Mephisto's been hiding in the only place that the Lord of the Underworld would, in Fortnite's very own underworld biome once controlled by Hades. This is evident by Ghost Rider's loading screen, where we can see the silhouette of Mephisto standing menacingly and watching over Ghost Rider, as we can assume he's made some sort of pact with him. With 4 nightmares approaching soon and a bundle for Mephisto already have been leaked, we can only assume that he'll be taking Doom's place as the villain for the rest of season 4. And this is how the damage rift begins come into play, because when Doom threw them all around the map, they landed at these 3 different POIs. The result of this is, as a season game right now, will be them spawning a brand new Halloween inspired biome. The leaked key art for 4 Nightmares 2024 has shown that Brawler's Battleground will be completely overhauled into a spooky location filled with fog, vines, and even a big haunted pumpkin at the center of the location's altar. The other 2 POIs affected by this are going to be Restored Reels and Grand Glacier. And while it doesn't seem like it, this change may somehow be related to the storyline, as during the Big Bang event we did in fact see a reality dedicated to Halloween's spooky festivities, and so it looks like it started bleeding onto the island. Speaking of which, the Big Bang event was also the last time we saw the 0 point, as it was extracted from Loot Lake thanks to the floating cube island, and so far it's been nowhere to be found in this chapter. The only mentions we've had of it are very small teasers that are building up to its return. In season 2, Cerberus had us look for a toy in his lake, calling it the center of everything, something that we've heard the 0 point be called lots of times in the past, not to mention it always ends up found underneath the lake in the center of the island. During last season, we heard Jones reveal that during the Big Bang event he got lost in the 0 point, meaning it still has to exist somewhere. But now this season Doom was looking for it, marking its location in the central lake. Ever since preparation for the live event, the lake's been completely dried up for the event's final fight to take place there, and many of us thought Doom was gonna pull a similar move to Galactus and try to grab it from underneath in order to absorb its power, but this didn't end up happening. There is however still a massive chance that the 0 point will be found this season, as multiple files mention its name, and with the lake dried up, it'll be very easy for a new dig site to appear there and unearth it, like we've seen in the past. If that does indeed end up happening, it would be the perfect opportunity for Mephisto to try and take its power back for himself and control all of existence, giving us more of a reason to use it in order to go back in time to the Chapter 2 island. This brings us to the final theory of how we're actually going to transition from a Marvel season to Fortnite Chapter 2 OG, and how Doom's destroyed mask may still be very important. By the looks of it, this season's planned to have yet another event at the end right before the next season OG, but this one's rumored to be a massive full-scale live event. For Fortnite to be doing this, it means there's going to be a massive storyline plot building up to the end of this season, and whether this plot involves the return of the 0 point or us facing off against Mephisto remains to be revealed. It looks like the plot of Chapter 5, from the moment Pandora's box appeared to us defeating Dr. Doom, will end up coming to an end with this final event. If not for Mephisto being the next big villain due to his last line, many people speculate that Doom will return for his mask and powers, and that he'll completely destroy the island, as we can see him doing in his emote. Perhaps this is what will force us to use the 0 point and go back in time to Fortnite Chapter 2.